Jestem optymistycznie nastawiona, no i ciekawa nowej sportowej przygody.
Nie za bardzo wiem, czego się spodziewać, ale mam nadzieję, że będzie fajna zabawa.
Mam nadzieję, że po tym jednym treningu tak się wkręcę, że będę przychodzić tutaj częściej.
Wrażenia są świetne, trening jest bardzo dynamiczny, zmieniamy cały czas tryby pracy, więc cały czas coś się dzieje. Jest super.
Nie wiedziałem, czego się spodziewać, ale jestem mega pozytywnie zaskoczony.
Było ekstra. Nigdy się tak nie upociłam, a takie ćwiczonka to jest coś mega.
What is the FitCrank? The FitCrank is an innovative patented crank that can be installed on virtually any type of bike with a square mount, without the need for modifications to its structure. It works perfectly on spinning bikes where it has immense potential, but it's also an interesting solution for road and magnetic bikes. Thanks to it, you gain 3 completely new riding modes, allowing for entirely new exercises that engage different muscle groups, making the bike a multifunctional device. We are confident that any company that partners with us will gain incredible development and financial opportunities by offering a truly new product into the fitness and cycling market. Such a solution does not exist anywhere else in the world. Installation of the FitCrank. The installation of the crank is simple and intuitive and does not require any modifications to the bike structure. Changing modes. Changing modes is very simple. While riding, just press the lever with your left heel. Keep your feet parallel to the ground and use your right foot to select the desired mode. That's it. The crank allows for riding in 3 modes. Classic mode, enabling traditional cycling. Parallel 360-degree mode, the cranks are positioned parallel to each other at the same level. 90-degree mode, one leg is positioned at a 90-degree angle relative to the other. Parallel 360-degree mode. In this mode, the movement of the legs and torso is symmetrical. It excellently engages the gluteal muscles, quadriceps and abdominal muscles. This is the ideal mode for dynamic and balanced strength and endurance training. During parallel pedaling, the phases of pressure and pulling are synchronized, which leads to increased muscle activation responsible for one of these phases. Example, the quadriceps during the pressure phase or the hamstrings during the pulling phase. Parallel pedaling forces both lower limbs to work identically at the same time, which can help balance muscle strength if one leg is weaker, for example due to an injury. It encourages both limbs to work equally, contributing to improved muscular symmetry, reducing movement asymmetry, and promoting the balanced development. Parallel pedaling increases the involvement of stabilizing muscles, allowing for better activation of weaker muscles. The up-down motion of the crank involves concentric and eccentric muscle work, which strongly influences both strength and muscle volume enhancement. In the seated position, muscles such as the rectus abdominis, mainly the lower portion, the transverse abdominis, and both the internal and external obliques work. Additionally, the seated position activates the iliopsoas muscles. When moving forward, the quadriceps are more engaged, while moving backward activates the hamstrings more. Gluteal muscles are involved in both movements. In the standing isolated position, there's a strong activation of the abdominal muscles and more intense work of the leg muscles. Additionally, the following muscles are engaged: pectoralis major and minor, deltoids, biceps and triceps with slightly bent elbows, erector spinae, latissimus dorsi, and quadratus lumborum muscles, responsible for stabilizing the lumbar spine. In the standing position, without pelvic isolation, the balance of work between the legs, torso, and arms changes. The legs work more intensively, while the arms and abdomen are less engaged. Forward parallel crank movement. Seated position. The same muscles are engaged as previously, but additionally the hamstrings and triceps psoas calf muscles also work. backward parallel crank movement. Seated position. Compared to forward pedaling, the order of muscle activation changes, which increases the activity of abdominal muscles and the gluteal muscles, large, medium and small. In the standing position, the more forward the torso leans, the stronger the gluteal activation. Standing on the pedals further increases gluteal muscle activation because it requires greater force for hip extension. Upper limb work during push-ups. Narrow grip push-ups primarily engage the smaller pectoral muscles, triceps and deltoids, mainly the anterior head. Additionally, they activate core stabilizing muscles, the rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis and spinal extensors. Classic push-ups. Hands placed at handlebar width in neutral position primarily target the major and minor pectoral muscles, biceps, triceps, latissimus dorsi and core stabilizing muscles. Classic push-ups with inward hand position. Increase the intensity of triceps engagement. Dynamic hand position change during training will lead to greater involvement of stabilizing muscles, increased dynamism and explosiveness, diversification of engaged muscles, enhanced exercise intensity, improved movement control and precision. 90-degree mode. This mode forces an atypical movement pattern for legs and muscles, leading to change biomechanics of motion. The dominant leg can be either the left or right, depending on the mode setting. In this mode, there's intense unusual muscle activation, particularly in the quadriceps and iliopsoas muscles. The abdominal and torso muscles have higher stabilizing demands. All of this results in a new type of training that improves coordination and strength. Benefits of this mode: quadriceps erector-spinae, strengthening stabilizing muscles, more intense activation of the abdominal, pelvic and hamstrings back muscles to maintain balance. Improved motor coordination. The unusual setup forces better control over movement, developing motor skills and body awareness. Asymmetric strength training. One leg, during the pressure phase, can perform more work, which is useful in rehabilitation or building strength in the weaker limb. Increased variety in training. This setup provides a new challenge and brings variety to cycling workouts. Main muscles engaged in this mode. Quadriceps. One leg, at the free clock position, will generate maximum force. Gluteus maximus. Both legs are engaged in pressing on the pedals almost simultaneously, increasing the activation. Stabilizing muscles. Mainly the obliques and transverse abdominal muscles. The setup requires more stabilizing work due to uneven distribution of forces. Hamstrings and iliopsoas. These muscles must work in atypical sequences, especially when the leg at 12 o'clock has to start to press before the other leg finishes its movement. The difference between seated and standing positions will mainly be noticeable in the abdominal and lumbar areas. These will work more intensively when standing. Riding a bicycle equipped with the innovative FitCrank, which offers 360-degree and 90-degree training modes, not only unlocks entirely new fitness possibilities, but also has a positive impact on blood circulation and stimulation of pelvic floor structures, such as the prostate and Kegel muscles. This observation is based on feedback from users who regularly use FitCrank-equipped bicycles, as well as trainers conducting these sessions. Notably, among individuals over the age of 50, significant improvements in urological health and overall quality of life have been observed. In these modes, the body performs rhythmic pressure movements on the bicycle saddle, resulting in a gentle massage of the prostate and pelvic floor muscles. Importantly, this effect is unique to our solution and does not occur with standard cycling, making the FitCrank to stand out by combining training functionality with distinct health benefits.